call to order the Planning Commission meeting for May 1st, 2024, and we will
Recording in progress. Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next, I would look for a motion to approve the meeting agenda.
This is Bethany. I'll make a motion to approve the meeting agenda.
Is there a second?
This is Robin. I'll second.
Motion's been made and second. I'll call for the vote.
Robin, aye.
Bethany, aye.
Barb, aye.
Lynn, aye. Next,
Judy,
I'll
aye.
call for a motion to
Forget
approve.
about Judy.
Oh, Judy, sorry.
Judy, aye.
You're not here, so I forgot she was on Zoom. Okay, agenda passed. Now a motion to approve the Planning Commission meeting minutes from April 17th, 2024.
This is Robin. I'll move to accept those.
Motion's been made. There a second?
This is Barb, I'll second that.
Okay, I'll call for the vote.
Robin, aye.
Bethany, abstain.
Barb, aye. Judy, aye.
Lynn, aye. Okay. Next, I will open the public hearing for the Minnesota Veterinary Neurology. Eleanor, would you read the notice as published in the Forest Lake Times?
Of course. Notice is hereby given that a public hearing will be held by the City of Columbus Planning Commission on May 1st, 2024 at 6 p.m., or as soon thereafter as parties may be heard. The hearing will be conducted in person and by interactive technology at the Columbus City Hall, located at 16319 Kettle River Boulevard, Minnesota, to consider a request for a conditional use permit to allow a specialty veterinary hospital in the community commercial zoning district. Members of the public interested in attending in person, monitoring the meetings, or wanting more information should contact the city offices at 651-464-3120 or visit the city website at columbusmn.us. The hearing shall continue until all evidence and testimony has been received.
Thank you, Eleanor. Now I would ask Melissa Carpenter Anderson to please come forward and have a seat at the table. And please give your name and current address, and remember to speak into the microphone so everybody can hear you.
Hello, I'm Melissa Carpentier Anderson, and my P.O. Box is P.O. Box 722, St. Croix Falls, Wisconsin, 54024. If I give you my real address, you'll never find it, so.
Okay, the commission has reviewed your application and its normal protocol. For the record, could you brief us a little bit about your application and your plans?
Yes, so I am looking at building a specialty hospital that specifically is for neurology and rehab. Since COVID, unfortunately, veterinary medicine is going through a hard time, and it's really difficult for people to be able to get their pets the care that they need. And so by opening this, and in particular neurology, most of our cases are emergent cases. You have a dog who's paralyzed, who can't use their back legs. You have a dog who's screaming in pain. They need to get addressed immediately. And so by opening this practice, by staffing it how it needs to be staffed to be able to run. We're going to be able to see so many more pets on a daily basis. Rehab is also a big downfall right now. We just don't have the services in the area, and so we'll also be bringing rehab services in. It won't only be for neurology patients that will be able to have rehab services, post-surgical patients, so patients that have had TPLOs. We'll also see a lot of sporting dogs and those sorts of things from the rehab side of things.
Thank you. For the record, did you receive a copy of the staff report developed by Associate Planner Eleanor Hahn, dated April 26, 2024, regarding this application? The report notes certain findings, number 1 through 22, on page 16, and she also notes some conditions, numbering 1 through 18. And do you understand these recommendation and conditions, and do you have any questions or comments?
I do not. I understood.
Okay. I will open the floor to the commissioners if anybody has any questions. Now's the time to ask the question.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What, are you just doing like cats and dogs, or are you doing anything bigger than that?
Nope, it'll just be cats and dogs. I mean, you would argue that if you have a Great Dane, it could be a mini pony, but it'll just be cats and dogs.
Okay.
I do consults, like phone consults with large animal vets, but they usually handle their own neurologic cases. Sometimes exotics, I'll kind of work with exotic vets every now and then. You have a bunny that needs an MRI or a ferret. So we can always work them in, but 99% of what it will be is dogs and cats.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Hi, this is Barb, and this isn't for you, it's for either Dean or Eleanor. When I was reading through the conditions, finding of facts, normally this kind of facility in this zone requires 50% stone and masonry. And it says it can be modified with other architectural enhancements. And they list the section A-685C7. And what I'm wondering is normally during the process, at least while I've been here, something like this required either a variance or a PUD. So maybe if you could explain to us, because we have new commissioners, what the difference is?
I can take a shot at this, but Dean was the one who really did the work on this ordinance. From what I understand, the design standards and performance standards were updated last year for this district, and part of that was having this provision. I don't know, Dean, was this added last year or was this longstanding to allow this modification?
It's all relatively new.
All relatively new. To allow the amount of stone to be reduced, since we usually require 50% of the facade to be stone, if there are substantial architectural enhancements to the building. That would be like these gables, the pillars, the I wrote all of this down. Decorative beams, corbels, the large front porch and canopy. Since the design standards are there to make a more beautiful freeway district to prevent those big metal warehouses from going up, the 50% masonry products is usually required. But as part of the ordinance itself, if there are these type of enhancements, that can be waived or modified to allow less stone without having to go through a variance or a PUD process like you would in other districts. Did that kind of answer?
Thank you.
Okay, perfect.
Did you have any other questions? Judy, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
I just want to say, I think this sounds wonderful.
I love everything about it.
Thank you very
The idea
much.
that you're doing.
Don't
you know,
hold back,
something
guys.
something like this, and it's be regional. I mean, I think it's great for the city that we're going to have a regional treatment center here, and people are going to get to know us a little more.
Yeah, it worked out, and it's kind of like one of those meant to be things. I actually work with ARPA a lot. I do a lot of, they've taken some pretty significant cases. So the fact that they're right across the way, I mean, I do a lot of their hydrocephalus puppies, and I do a lot of surgery on their cases. So it just, yeah, everything about it has been great. So we're really excited.
I am too.
Okay, now I would like to know if there's anybody in the audience that would like to address or ask questions. If not, is there anybody online that would like to address any questions? If not, we will now close the public hearing with the right to reopen it in 2 weeks if we come up with anything. But we will resume and have our discussion in 2 weeks which is May 15th at 6 p.m. here. So if you want to come back and join us, that would be great. So
I have one other question.
Yeah, of course.
Have they plotted out anything on the property yet, or is it just a field right now?
It's a field right now, right?
So there's nothing plotted out there? You're talking about like? Yeah. No, not yet. Nothing yet, okay.
Okay, now we will move on to public open forum. Thank you. You can go
Yay.
back. Is there any
You're dismissed.
anybody that would like to address the Planning Commission? Anybody online? I guess not. Okay. Planning and zoning report.
I have nothing at this time.
Commissioners report. Huh? Planning Commission.
Oh, sorry. I'm ahead of myself. I did that last time too. I checked it. Planning Commissioners report. Anybody have anything?
I don't.
Judy?
I do not.
Okay. Now planning and zoning report.
I have nothing this week.
Okay.
My.
City Administrator, do you have anything to report?
Nothing at this time, thank you.
Okay. I will look for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
This is Bethany. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll look
This is
for.
Robin, I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Now I'll call for the vote.
Robin, aye?
Bethany, aye.
Barb, aye.
Judy, I.
And Lynn, aye. Meeting adjourned at